This is Crimea. It's a peninsula just south of Ukraine and just west of Russia. This is Crimea on a map. The green part is Ukraine, the blue part is Russia, and the black part is... it's complicated. Not so very long ago, it wasn't so complicated. When all of y'all were running around in preschool without a care in the world, there wouldn't be a black part of this map. Crimea would have been colored in green, since it had been a part of Ukraine ever since the country of Ukraine began. Today's lesson will be a quick trip through the whys and hows of this issue getting all complicated, and I think we can break this down into 4 simple steps. Step 1. This is Viktor Yanukovych, and in 2014, he was president of Ukraine, working really hard on being the ex-president. I could spend this whole video talking about how corrupt this guy was. He filled all sorts of government jobs with his buddies and people who he wanted to owe him favors. He sent in troops to kill peaceful protesters after trying to repeal freedom of speech laws. And he stole money. Lots and lots of money. So much money it's hard to even imagine how much it is. During his term as president, he caused about $70 billion of the Ukrainian government's money to be secretly transferred out of the country to foreign accounts. Do you know how much $70 billion is? If I paid you $10,000 every day, it would take more than 19,000 years for you to get $70 billion. His private mansion was so swanky that they spent $42 million just on the light fixtures. And in addition to its own basement shooting range, 35 cars, secret files on all of his enemies, a bowling alley, and an 18-hole golf course, it actually had its own zoo. When he was asked about the zoo, he said that all those animals just happened to be there, and I supported the ostriches. What's wrong with that? Well, the Ukrainian government had had enough of this guy and his money-stealing ways, so they voted to kick him out of office and began prosecuting him. But just as they did, he snuck out of the country in the middle of the night and ran away to friendly Mother Russia, where he was immediately taken in by his good buddy Vladimir Putin. Which brings us nicely to step 2, a step which I call Vladimir Putin, a face and a smile that you can trust. Officially, Putin is Russia's president, but in practice he comes a lot closer to being the dictator of Russia. At an emergency meeting to discuss what to do about Viktor Yanukovych, Putin said, "We must start working on returning Crimea to Russia." If you were to ask Putin today what he did to make Crimea a part of Russia, he would tell you that he did nothing at all. Your social studies teacher would probably disagree with that. Which brings us to step 3, the invasion of the Little Green Men. In February of 2014, hordes of soldiers wearing masks and green uniforms without markings suddenly appeared all over the Crimean Peninsula. These soldiers seized roads, bridges, the airport, and all military bases. Vladimir Putin announced that these soldiers must be members of a local militia group who stole their weapons from the Ukrainian army, and denied any and all outrageous accusations that they were actually Russian troops wearing masks and with all the markings taken off their uniforms. As a matter of fact, Putin said that everyone who lived in Crimea was lucky to have all these super polite little green men show up to keep everyone safe, right? Even though the little green men were armed and equipped with all the following equipment, which is only available to the Russian military, that was probably just a coincidence, right? Besides, with the little green men keeping everything safe, that means things were all set for step 4, a totally free and fair vote on whether or not Crimea should leave Ukraine and join Russia. In order to participate in this free and fair vote, you would have to walk past all of these masked little green men with guns who totally wouldn't be checking how you voted. Awesome. If you'd like to know the results of this free and fair vote, here they are. Surprise, surprise. More than 96% of the votes cast in the Little Green Men run election said that the people of Crimea wanted Crimea to leave Ukraine and join Russia. The international community reacted to the vote, with countries like Afghanistan, Armenia, Belarus, Bolivia, Burundi, Cambodia, Cuba, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Laos, Myanmar, Nicaragua, North Korea, Serbia, South Sudan, Syria, Uzbekistan, Venezuela, and Zimbabwe congratulating Russia. On the other hand, somehow some countries had maybe a slight suspicion that this might not have been totally fair, such as, get ready, Abkhazia, Albania, Andorra, Antigua and Barbuda, Argentina, Australia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bahrain, Barbados, Belize, Belgium, Benin, Bhutan, Bulgaria, Cameroon, Canada, Cape Verde, Chad, Central African Republic, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Djibouti, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Estonia, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Greece, Guatemala, Guinea, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Hungary, Iceland, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Jordan, Kiribati, Kuwait, Latvia, Liberia, Libya, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Macedonia, Madagascar, Malawi, Maldives, Malaysia, Malta, Marshall Islands, Mauritius, Mexico, Micronesia, Moldova, Monaco, Montenegro, Netherlands, New Zealand, Niger, Nigeria, Norway, Palau, Panama, Papua New Guinea, Peru, Poland, Portugal, Qatar, Romania, Rwanda, Samoa, San Marino, Saudi Arabia, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Singapore, Slovakia, Slovenia, Solomon Islands, Somalia, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Thailand, Togo, Trinidad and Tobago, Tunisia, Turkey, Turkmenistan, Tuvalu, United Kingdom, United States, Uruguay, Vanuatu, and Yemen. I guess I'll have to let you come to your own conclusion about whether or not this was fair. Today, Russia's military still occupies and controls Crimea, but most of the international community, including the United States, says that Crimea rightly belongs to Ukraine. Now that you hopefully understand the situation, that brings us right back to propaganda. Hopefully you remember what that word means, but if you've somehow forgotten, yesterday's videos are right there waiting for you to rewatch them. What I'd like you to do is take your own understanding of what propaganda is and apply it to this situation. Your job is to create a piece of propaganda that addresses this issue. You could create a small poster, write a song, make a video, almost anything you can think of. You can support Ukraine's claim to Crimea or Russia's claim to Crimea, but I want you to make me a piece of propaganda that supports that position. Remember, propaganda is all about engaging people's emotions, not logic. You don't need to write out facts or logical arguments. You want to use cool graphics, catchy slogans, and things like that. If you have an unusual idea on how you'd like to create propaganda for this assignment, but aren't sure whether or not it would be acceptable, please contact me, and I'll be glad to pass judgment on it one way or another. I want you to have the freedom to create propaganda in a way that suits your talents and your interests. So I'm not going to try to put together a bunch of rules and restrictions on this. The default for a lot of people is probably going to be designing a poster. But no matter what you do, I'm going to be grading primarily on the amount of work that you put into it. If you put effort in, you'll get a good grade in return. On screen right now, I've put up some common symbols that you might want to use if you're doing a poster or something like it, though you're not required to use any of these. Ukrainian symbols are on the left, with the Ukrainian seal, the Ukrainian flag, the nightingale, which is the national animal of Ukraine, and Volodymyr the Great and Sviatoslav the Brave, two of Ukraine's founding heroes. On the right side, for Russian symbols, we have Vladimir Putin, Russian nesting dolls, the Russian flag, the Russian bear, which is their national animal, and then two symbols that might be used in an anti Russian sense: little green men and the flag of the former Soviet Union. You are certainly welcome and encouraged to come up with more symbols on your own, but I thought I'd provide these to, help you get started. Well, that's it. Please let me know if you have any questions or need any help, and the sooner you ask, the better. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy.